follow my journey as I head off to be interviewed on live TV about things like Doctor Who, Black Mirror, my new novel Ghoster, and I'm also asked questions like this.
And then finally, I think it's the question everyone's been thinking about. The book is called Ghoster. Ghosting has many meanings.
Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Ooh.
Hello, you incredible kangaroo. I am on my way to Beaconsfield to the National Film and Television School, where I'm going to be part of a TV show broadcast live on YouTube, and it's made by the National Film and Television students. So it's really interesting. It's a bit like a... Shut up. So this TV show it's like a bit of a variety show in a way. It's a chat show, there's bands playing, and so it's a few different things. They're doing 5 episodes, this is episode 2, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm about to get on a train to go to Beaconsfield and quack about Ghoster and probably this YouTube channel and whatever else seems to be sensible to quack about at the time.
So I'm Breanne. I am one of the student producers from the NFTS working on Life After 5, which is a live arts and culture show. It is one of our 3 assignments we do throughout the year, which is basically a brief of putting together an entire live studio show and pulling together content and bringing in things that would be relevant and interesting to kind of the student demographic within the world of arts and culture. So for our episode, we've pulled in some great content. So obviously we're talking about your lovely book. We have in a cake artist who's doing a beautifully decorated poppy cake for Remembrance Day. And then we have a demo talking about an immersive escape room that's kind of Alice in Wonderland themed.
Okay, we've just done the dress rehearsal, which went very well and involved me sitting on a sofa being asked random questions about what I had for breakfast instead of the actual questions they're going to be asking me during the show. So it's nice to be kept on your toes. And yeah, we're starting in a few minutes. Exciting stuff.
Welcome back to Life After 5. We're here with author and YouTuber Jason Arnopp. Jason's newly published book, Ghoster, tells the story of a young woman who finds that she's being haunted after sneaking a peek at her missing boyfriend's phone. Welcome, Jason.
Hello there.
Hello, it's really lovely to see you. So can you briefly tell us a little bit about the book and maybe what inspired it as well?
Yeah, the book is about a paramedic called Kate Collins who's had a Tinder whirlwind romance. And after 3 months of this romance, she's about to move in with her boyfriend when he ghosts her. Hence the title.
Yeah.
And there's a few other meanings of that word too in there. But he vanishes. When she breaks into his flat, taking quite extreme measures to find out what's going on with him, all his stuff's gone apart from his mobile phone. And so as a self-identified social media addict, she has a big choice to make. Does she break into his phone and find out what's going on, or does she not?
And you'll have to read the book to find out.
I know. It would be a pretty short book if she didn't.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
In fairness.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Now, the book focuses on themes, obviously, of digital dependency, as you say. What other themes are there in the book?
Well, I think digital dependency is the main preoccupation of it, and it's just exploring it, really. It's because I love it and I love technology, I love the online world, but at the same time, I can't help but wonder what it's done to our brains already and what it might do. So it's... But the thing is, you know, my books might come across as some kind of polemic against the online world, but they're really not. It's just that if you're trying to write a scary novel, you can't get much mileage out of lovely WhatsApp conversations. You know, you have to go for the dark side, don't you?
I suppose you do.
Could you talk about some of the true stories that found their way into the book? I know that I think there's a note at the back where you say there were some true stories that got in there. Yeah,
well, that really came from, I made Kate a paramedic and then instantly regretted it because suddenly I had to know what a paramedic does. Yeah. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, there was Kate encountered some crazy things as a paramedic. Are they based on true stories?
Well, actually, yeah, I had a research person who was brilliant. I found an actual paramedic called Victoria. She was just absolutely amazing. She gave me everything I needed, including mad stories, such as a mad naked guy on this drug called PCP, as it turned out, who chased the ambulance crew into their ambulance, so they're locked inside, jumped on the roof, jumped up and down, and then went through the roof, because it's just made of fiberglass.
Of course,
shockingly. I don't know why they don't make them of something that won't allow mad, naked people to...
This is the same mountain man. Plummeted through that. Fantastic. Since the book covers a lot of issues with technology, what is your relationship with technology?
I'm totally into it, but also kind of conflicted about that because, you know, it's like everybody. I think everybody is locked in their own kind of quest to find balance in their relationship with their device, which is glued to their hand for most of the day.
Do you have a particular technological weakness? Do you have your poison of choice, I guess?
Well, I mean, as an author, I'm kind of doomed to promote myself on social media. So in a way, I probably couldn't get off it even if I wanted to. But I like it as well. There's so many great things about social media. It's great for holding large institutions to account. It's great for activism. It's great for making people feel less alone. You know, you're never alone with social media. And that's the thing that Kate Collins suffers from in Ghoster. Her main driving fear is being alone.
Excellent. Well, the next question I have to ask, when you're speaking to a writer, the question everyone asks, why did you go into writing?
Well, why did I? Well, when I was a kid, Doctor Who got me into both scary fiction and writing. I've still got exercise books full of ludicrous comic strips, Doctor Who comic strips that I drew, and Doctor Who got me into the scary side of things. I had a bit of a detour as a rock journalist for about for about 14 years.
Not a bad detour.
But it wasn't. You know, when I was a kid, I never thought to myself, I'd love to grow up to be a journalist. I don't think many people do really. You know, whereas author, eventually I got back into it.
And it's interesting you mentioned that it was Doctor Who that inspired you, because you've actually written some Doctor Who audiobooks. And you've written for a lot of other properties, actually, not just Doctor Who. I know you've done something with Black Mirror as well, did Inside Black Mirror. And you wrote a series of novels featuring everyone's favourite happy camper, Jason Voorhees, in some Friday the 13th adaptations. What is it like working on somebody else's project, somebody else's property?
Well, it's great, especially if you're into it. I've been very lucky that every single one of the properties I've worked for in a tie-in kind of way has been stuff I love. I mean, writing a Black Mirror book, behind-the-scenes book about Black Mirror, fantastic. You know, who wouldn't want to hang out with Charlie Brooker and Annabel Jones for 3 days straight, quizzing them about Black Mirror? And, Friday the 13th, I've always loved that. Doctor Who. The only thing is, after a while, in the tie-in world, it's fantastic. You get to play in this big sandpit with really fun toys, but then you kind of have to hand them back at the end. And so eventually it's nice to kind of build your own empire and write your own novel.
Yes. Speaking of your own empire, as it were, a lot of your work falls into sort of sci-fi horror. What draws you to that genre in particular?
Well, horror and scary stuff is just a great big ball of catharsis, isn't it? And vicariously experiencing worst-case scenarios. Horror is a bit like a roller coaster. You get to go on this thing and you feel like you're experiencing danger, but you're not really. And so that's what it's all about. Worst case scenario.
Fun doing that.
Funnily enough, I do hate roller coasters.
Me too.
I can go on roller coasters so long as they don't go upside down, which is most roller coasters.
I was going to say, not much chance. You run a confessional booth on your website, right?
Yes.
So how does that help you with your process?
I don't know if it does. Well, it's my Sunday confessional booth is a place. It's a mailing list for writers. They can sign up, and every week, every Sunday, I write to them and say, what did you create this week? And so it's designed to be kind of an accountability, motivational tool for them, where they know this email is coming from me every week, and so they might get more done if they know that I'm going to ask them.
I like that. What service you provide.
I know,
I like it.
Absolutely.
And then finally, I think it's the question everyone's been thinking about. The book is called Ghoster. Ghosting has many meanings. Do you believe in ghosts?
I actually don't know. I'm still... I mean, my whole thing, actually, my first novel, The Last Days of Jack Sparks, was about a guy who set out to prove the supernatural doesn't exist, which you can never do because we don't know. We don't know anything, really. I mean, I think science is like a big framework, and outside of that, then Who knows?
Who knows?
There's no greater fear than fear of the unknown.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Box ticked. Right. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Just before we go, where can people find you online?
Yeah, well, I mean, considering I've written a book about online addiction, they can find me in far too many places. There's jasonarnopp.com, of course, and my YouTube channel is called Jason Arnopp's Terrifying House of Obsession. Kept it light and snappy. Yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Jason. While I take a quick moment to follow Jason on Habbo Hotel and Club Penguin, we set out to see how well public perception matches box office success.
Well, that certainly was a lot of fun. Thanks so much to Breanne Krause, the producer of the show, who you saw in that piece, plus my interviewers, Redhead and Kathryn Goldsmith, plus everyone else who was involved with the show. It really was a really fun and professional production indeed. And now I end this video thusly. If you'd like to support this channel and help it grow, while also receiving benefits like seeing videos early and being thanked on screen, then consider joining my private VIP cult. Not cult, community. That's right, community. See downstairs in the video description for a handy link. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to embrace your obsessions.